Blessed Johnathan Daniels was born and raised in Keene, New Hampshire, the United States. Now, Johnathan Daniels considered a career in the ministry as early as high school and joined the Episcopal Church as a young man. He attended local schools before graduating from the Virginia Military Institute. He began to question his religious faith, possibly because his father died and his sister Emily suffered an extended illness at the same time. In the fall of 1961, Daniels entered Harvard University to study English literature, and it was in the spring of 1962, during an Easter service at the Church of the Advent in Boston, that Johnathan Daniels felt a renewed conviction that he was being called to serve God. He then applied at the Episcopal Theological School in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and was accepted, beginning his studies in 1963. During his second year of seminary, he answered Martin Luther King Jr.'s call for clergy and seminarians to come down south to Selma, Alabama, to help register members of the black community to vote. Prior to that, he questioned whether or not it was where he needed to be, but his conviction was deepened at evening prayer, during the singing of the Magnificat, where the song of the Virgin Mary inspired and motivated him to make the trip. Johnathan Daniels and several classmates came to Alabama in March of 1965 to participate in grassroots civil rights work in the Alabama Black Belt. Now, the Black Belt got its name because it is the area of Alabama where the soil is as black as night. Anything and everything seemed to grow in this fertile black soil. So many cotton plantations were established there in the 19th century. Enslaved African Americans tended the cotton at these labor camps, and many of them stayed in the area working as sharecroppers and tenant farmers after emancipation. To this day, the Black Belt's population is predominantly African American. It is literally the Black Belt of Alabama. Johnathan Daniels intended to stay only for a weekend, but soon realized that his heart and soul belonged in the Black Belt. With special permission from his seminary dean, he remained in Alabama, studying on his own, returning to Boston for 1 week in May to take his exams and return right back to the South. During his time in Alabama, Johnathan Daniels not only tutored black children and helped with voter registration, he also tried integrating Episcopal churches in and around Selma. Week after week, he brought black high school students into all-white congregations, and week after week, he was met with opposition. Johnathan Daniels distributed food and clothing and even drove people to medical appointments. He enjoyed getting to know people, talking, laughing, and learning about their lives, regardless of their skin color or ethnicity. On August 14, 1965, Daniels was arrested with several others for protesting outside a grocery store that served only white people. After a week, Daniels and others were transferred to a much harsher jail. On August 20th, Johnathan Daniels, a Catholic priest named Richard Morris Rowe, and African-American teenagers Ruby Sales and Joyce Bailey walked 2 blocks to the Cash grocery store to buy cold Cokes to drink while they waited in the hot August sun for their ride back to Selma. When they arrived at the store, an unemployed highway worker named Tom Coleman appeared at the door equipped with a shotgun. He pointed it straight at the teenagers and told them they were not welcome because of their skin color, and therefore they should all leave or be shot. After a brief confrontation, Coleman pulled the trigger, his gun aimed directly at Ruby, but Johnathan Daniels pushed Ruby aside, taking the full blast of the shotgun himself. He fell back onto the steps of the store and died instantly. Johnathan Daniels died a martyr's death on August 20th, 1965. Coleman, on the other hand, pleaded self-defense and was acquitted by an all-white jury at the Hayneville courthouse 6 months later. Shortly before his death, he wrote, I began to know in my bones and sinews that I had been truly baptized into the Lord's death and resurrection. With them, the black man and white man, with all life, in Him whose name is above all the names, that the races and nations shout, we are indelibly and unspeakably one. Blessed Johnathan Daniels, pray for us.